Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy. 50 years after Joe Namath and the guarantee, we are underway in Super Bowl 53. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
One thing he does very well, he takes care of the football. Had 176 pass attempts to start his career without an interception. That's the most in NFL history. And finished his rookie year, 23 touchdown passes and only 4 interceptions.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On second down, Elliott. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. Terrence Williams. Touchdown, Cowboys. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And I'm sure for these guys, the break from the conference championship to the Super Bowl seems so long. To get out here and score that first touchdown has to take some tension out of the game.
Oh, I love the point you just made about the gap between. Think about the pressure that is built in the interim. To come out and get the first points in the Super Bowl, fantastic for the team.
That's fielded in the end zone. Muscles him off. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 16. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. A nice little juke. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They fake the handoff. Now Manning.
Please.
And brought in by Jarrell Adams. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Odell Beckham, 57 yards. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And all he takes off with it, it's a fake. And he's in for 2. The fake works. And they take the lead.
Someone really wanted to be in the lead here, because that's a heck of a gamble, isn't it? You're down 1, you kick it, you got a tie ball game. Instead, they fake it. And I keep coming back to this every time I say it. Remember, if you're faking an extra point now, the ball snapped at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you're giving up 13 yards as opposed to just lining up at the 2 and saying you're going to go for 2.
You're running a big play, lots of yardage for 1 extra point. That's a heck of a gamble, but it paid off in this case.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level. He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Giants taking the field again here, and, you know, this is a team that got off to that woeful 1-7 start. They rallied a bit in the second half of the season here to get a few wins, but I don't think playing spoiler is what Pat Shurmur had in mind for his first season.
No, I don't believe that as well, and I think there are a lot of visions of going from worst to first in their division.
He's got a man, complete. Still, there he goes, left side. Touchdown, Giants. Cody Latimer, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Well, partner, as the Cowboys come back out here, I want to ask you to assess the season. The first couple months of the year for Dallas starting to look like they'd be sitting at home in January. Then the Amari Cooper trade comes. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Giants have it. It's picked up, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
It's Barkley on the counter. Gets past one man. He's to the 10. Flat, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 25 yards. And the Giants add on to their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And who's got it? The Giants.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
He gets away from one. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Manning. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he was able to flush out to his right to try and evade people.
Okay.
The run had to get on his horse, still accurately.
First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They've got it first and goal at the 6. To throw is Manning, and he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Malik Collins getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
They'll give it to him up the middle. Fights him off. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of it.
Okay, I can't believe I got right there. I was right here. He was tackling me down. He was tackling me. I was like diving in. Oh. That's it.
Super Bowl. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Just a 4-play drive that time. Well, not content with a first quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. And the Cowboys are able to recover. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game. And maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that's caught by Beasley. Touchdown, Cowboys! Cole Beasley, 38 yards. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Bailey now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Shifts by him, able to slither by. And now running right through it. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? how do we tighten things down, because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's Manning to throw. Steps away to his left. Then bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Throwing now is Manning. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Well, partner, league-wide, I think we're set up for a wild month of January. It seems like this season, more than others, we've had a number of teams that you maybe say, hey, they're the Super Bowl favorites. Kind of the Rams early, then it was the Chiefs. Patriots kept winning, and the Saints, and now, heck, maybe even the Texans or the Bears could claim that moniker.
Yeah, it's going to make for a wild month of January. And you just wonder right now, are we missing a team or two that's just a little bit outside?
Oh, you saw that one hand right there?
Could they get hot and beat those teams you don't want to play? And carry that momentum all the way to the Super Bowl?
Yes, he got that.
Yes, I'm looking at the Indianapolis.
Yes, he caught that one hand. Oh no. He's like this. Oh.
I can't see this one fly.
See you, Kai? One hand.
Wow, what's your other one, but I can't.
Yay. How do you catch that?
Those teams.
Over here, really?
Manning now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. On play action. Now Manning over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4.
Brandon, one thing about
going
blitzes,
for it.
they really confuse offensive linemen at times. And what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Manning, and off his back foot, he'll heat. And this is taken in at the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make the play on the football.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report.
Guys, you know what? I'm just going to jump into
a chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
But this is
they come out here in the eye. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he's going to pull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the Giants add on to their lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Rosas now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now Dak Prescott and the offense heading back onto the field. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. Second down, Prescott. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
A first down throw for Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Hey, we got a second here. Let's go back to Week 15 following the win over Green Bay for Chicago. Happiness rained down on the field. The Bears claiming the NFC North title, but one Bear took his celebration to an extreme. I know you saw this.
Yes, I certainly did. Charles Leno Jr., left tackle for the Chicago Bears, got down on a knee and proposed to his girlfriend, Jennifer.
Oh my God, tell me right back.
I'll be crying. RPG.
Watch the Kings game yesterday. We're watching it. So yeah.
But now his proposal accepted by
The
Jennifer
Rockets
will
against
now be
the
Mrs.
Kings.
Jennifer Leno Jr. No Jr.
No, Junior. That was a smart move because she's not going to say no in front of 60,000 people.
Well, I've seen it happen before. Not pretty, but not in this case.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They're looking at a first and goal from about the 9. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. B.J. Goodson. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further.
Oh, come on!
From the shotgun, it's Prescott, and an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Prescott on third and goal. He finds Hearns left side. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. Fourth and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at the lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. Nice move at the 40. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Now this is actually third quarter.
And the Giants ready to come out now. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do and attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. That one good for 33 in the first. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
I have to.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Stewart. Oh, now he bowls him over. There goes Jonathan Stewart. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Oh, come on now.
Jonathan Stewart, 42 yards. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. And the Cowboys are able to recover. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep. Those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They go down the one again. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack. The offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence. Play calling right now.
It's a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a
I could just get the
throwing it downfield, Charles. They just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I'll be right back, guys.
Bro, how much you bet, bro? I'm gonna get a chug jug. What did I say? I got a chug jug. Dude! Alright, whatever. Here. Dude, gee. I don't have a lot. I'll give you one here. I get 2. I only have 3. He moved right in that, like right there. Okay, I'm gonna check in here because I'm like. He's like a big hog and then he's in here, like that's one thing.
Bow down.
I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10.
Guys, I'm
at the
gonna
20.
catch this one here, I bet you.
Now a play fake. Manning, it's caught. Beckham. An excellent way to start.
I catch that one here, let's see.
Drive there, 18 yards.
Eli to OBJ. What a combo.
Let's see if I caught one here. Bet you I did.
Dude, we're like VSL.
Is that 2 here?
Okay, here we go. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, it's 2 here.
And really, how do you defend them when they're on their game?
Absolutely, and they're on their game in this one. That's really what this offense is predicated on, isn't it?
It really is. This explosive plays, and it doesn't matter whether Eli throws it 3 yards or 30 yards. OBJ can provide that.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. I do want to take this time to mention that the next few months, very big in the competitive Madden Championship Series. A few weeks ago, we saw Skimbo go back-to-back.
That's right, back-to-back, 2nd straight year.
You're fired up. And then next up, the Madden Challenge, and it's a $190,000 prize pool, and the ladders to qualify for that tournament now available in MUT draft mode. Exciting things. By the way, do you have a game? This is caught inside the 15. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 52 yards.
Holy
Another notch there on the belt for Eli Manning finding Odell Beckham.
Pick around any route. They're connected no matter what. Boy, those guys know how to figure it out, and they work hard at it in practice. A big reason why they're in the league.
Okay, it's right behind you. Yeah, this is all that one hand catch right there. Watch, I was right here, watch. Told you all that second good. Yeah, you caught that one here right there.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Manning. That is incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage.
This goes to the goal. You got to be very careful when the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
You know what? Frack it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's a give to Barkley. And now running right through it. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Manning. And that is going to be incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back.
No, I'm going to try to
like
get
we always do this time of year with the holidays here and me happy for once. I want to say happy holidays to you, to your family, and to everybody out there in Madden Land.
I like how you said that. Before I do go on, though, happy holidays to you, your family, and everyone out there in Madden Land as well. And hope that they're safe and they're happy and successful holidays for all. But as you said, happy for one. Usually you're kind of a Grinch this time of year. What's going on?
Yeah, well, my heart grew 3 sizes this winter.
I love it. I love it. Got to get you some new clothes to accommodate that big chest.
But enjoy the holidays, everyone. Eat, be merry, enjoy your family time. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
First half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet.
I'm here again. I can't hear.
Again, it's Elliott. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack. Most of our yardage is coming through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance.
God, just throw it.
Airing it out for Hearns. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20, 10, and he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Allen Hearns, 79 yards. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The New York set to take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because...
It got his man complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
Kai, watch you, Kai. I'll get this one-hand catch right here. Yeah, I will. Watch.
Here on first down. He's going to wind up. Oh, man, it's caught at the 6-yard line.
See, I told you. I see.
An excellent pickup of 34 yards. 1 quarter remains here in the Super
I told you I got that one-hand catch.
Yeah, like, I'm playing so hard, like, you're gonna go, like, all the way around the world.
I got that one-hand catch.
Eli, I'm telling you, like, you'll be the first person to go all around the world without no wings or not without no flying.
You can't do that.
Or without no motor.
Okay, you can't do that. See, I told you I'd say this. You made my heart break. You made my heart break. Oh,
no gain, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, he's huge.
So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley.
See that? Which one? How many people? They're going out.
Incomplete.
Oh, come on!
The intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So what?
Now, do you put it in your quarterback's hands again? That's the question
Barkley
here on 3rd
can't run.
and goal.
I'm just saying. Why do I like triple X? Shot below by himself.
Here's Barkley. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants.
I don't think that is in.
Saquon Barkley with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Giants add on to their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Rosas now to kick this one away.
Well, what you want calling here? Going out,
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 40.
What
Prescott, and a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Oh, they're doing a Hail Mary.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kareem Martin in there again and again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight.
And that's his 3rd sack, and that ties a Super
Oh,
Bowl
come
record.
on,
Makes
they're
me think of my
doing...
old college teammate, Reggie White.
Oh, yeah,
He
they're
had 3
going to
with
run
Green Bay
it. I know
Packers in
they're
Super
going to
Bowl
run it.
41.
They're going to run
Darnell
it.
Dockett of Arizona, Super Bowl 43. And Coney Ealy, 3 sacks for the Panthers.
Lucas, can you hear me?
No, is that it? I don't think that's it.
Against Denver in Super Bowl 50.
All those sacks, they've only been an official record since Super Bowl 17. I know it's believed that L.C. Greenwood unofficially had 4 way back in Super Bowl 10.
Wearing those golden high tops as well.
Yes! I knew it wasn't in.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Well, Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast. You really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ugly,
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because let's face it, you can't be predictable.
Look at your hair, it's so ugly.
You might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Okay, actually, I don't need to pick this play, but I'm just going to do it.
On play action, it's Manning. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And he knocks the ball. Jeff Heath, the strong safety, able to get in there.
How?
You've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
How did I
I'd
catch
be a little more
that?
concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of
You know what?
picks,
You
get
asked
yourself
for
a
it.
It's caught inside the 25. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Giants have got it on cruise control.
Want to have it.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown.
Guys, I'll be right back.
He's coming. He's doing a Kobe tactic. Drink it, Lucas. Drink it, I got another one.
Ovi. What time is it? Oh, it's 7:30. But it's 7:30, so yeah.
He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Rosas now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Oh, this is hard.
29. And he will bring it back. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary in that last possession, though. I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On second down, Prescott again. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And that will be incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked.
And this is caught. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. And Evan Ingram, 33 yards. And the Giants just continue to pour it on.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
Rosas true blue on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Can't believe I'm 70, but
Rosas now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline and puts on.
Terrence Williams. He's at the 40. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards.
That could not have been timed out any better, and that's exactly what receivers want. The ball in their hands as quick as possible allows them to catch it at full speed and take off and go. And how about the end result there? Big time run after catch yardage. That rack yardage is so valuable for any offense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Time for a break. We're back to crown a champion after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Prescott yet again. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Very large.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but let my
that's
mom
a to get
this.
this.
A little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
New York set to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right? And sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think of
What? That's not... What?
Huh? Why are you bullying me? I can't help you. I'm getting attacked by myself too. I'm just spamming.
Please tell me that.
your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the...
You need spam? Oh my god, I'm getting spam. Wait, you didn't think of fall damage? No, fall damage, kid. Why you didn't think of fall damage? There is no fall damage.
Final
What are you
stages.
talking about? This game is so good. We should have took like so much fall damage. Like I can't even know how much. I'm ready.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Manning looking to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Shepard. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
A handoff to Barkley. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Here's Stewart. A good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
After get this touchdown, I'm going to run it all the way to the
Now
touchdown.
Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
Twisting away. And now running right through it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
This has been a good drive
I told
so
you
far. It's
we
been a
are
running game
young.
for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And the New York Football Giants are the toast of the National Football League. They are the Super Bowl champs. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
So then,
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.
there's a only the earth to do that.
Okay, guys, make sure if you subscribe, guys, and I'll be back.